And one final question, Mr. Bryant. What do you see that makes this trader so special?
I see a calmness. There's a serious calmness about him, which is extremely deadly. Right? Because he's not up, he's not down, he's not contemplating what just happened before or worrying about what's to come next. He's just there.
All right, I'm long inside of this fair value gap. Looking to take a small partial above this high. All right, I'm going short here. Come on now, that's too easy.
I come on record and tell y'all, when it comes to legalized bank robbing, I'm the best.
I'm buying this fair value gap. I'll take that.
This motherfucker don't miss.
No, he's fucking good.
That motherfucker don't miss, man.
He's good.
In the heat of battle, he don't miss.
No.
In the heat of controversy, he don't miss.
No.
Good morning, good morning. What a way to start the week. This is going to be a lot of fun. Good morning, good morning. Let's do this thing. Let's go. It's been a while since we hopped on here on the YouTube. Good morning. W intro, W intro. Let's go. Good morning. So, kicking off the week pretty nicely. Pretty much 1,000 handle sell-off before Monday's opening bell. Let's see how much this really is. Yep, over 1,000 handles so far in range. OpenAI, what is it? What's the other Chinese company that's taken over the world? That's picking up some DeepSeek. Some interesting stuff happening over the weekend. We're not going to get into all that. We're going to focus more on the price action and going over that. But originally, before we had that craziness happen over the weekend, okay, we're looking at this breaker and potential buy side all-time highs. Okay, you have your low, high, lower low. The news that came out over the weekend with the whole DeepSeek, all that shenanigans, obviously kind of changes things, okay? Moving over 1,000 handles before the opening bell to start the week. So this kind of shifts the narrative. So we have a huge gap here, okay? This is our current new week opening gap that you're seeing. It also forms a volume imbalance, also forms a real liquidity void, okay, between that candle's low and our current candle's high. Now, again, primarily, I was looking at relative equal highs, but this changes things. So I'm looking to see if NASDAQ wants to reach for these relative equal lows. One thing that I'm keeping in mind, if we look at the dollar index is still looking pretty heavy. Okay, we may want to make a run for the sell side and possibly reach for this down close candle, this bullish order block. So if dollar index is looking bearish, obviously I like to see NASDAQ move in the opposite direction, which is higher prices. So that's one thing that I'm kind of monitoring. And then also, this is our last week of January. February tends to be a bullish month. So that's a seasonal tendency for the indices. Okay, February is typically bullish. November through December is typically bullish. January gets here, we normally retrace on the daily chart, seeing lower prices, retracing from that, what do they call it, Santa's rally. And then February, after that retracement during January, we'll see higher prices. Not all the time, but statistically speaking, February is a bullish month. So although we do have, where is it at? Relative equal lows here on NASDAQ, I'm keeping in mind that dollar index is still looking bearish, and the seasonal tendency for February is bullish. So I'm not relying too heavily on these lows being taken. They are a little too smooth in my opinion, but I'm keeping that in the back of my mind. So let's go to a 15-minute chart. Let's go ahead and mark out that sell side just to have on our chart. Whoops. All right. And we're going to go get a few new week opening gaps, see which ones we're trading near. So we have a new week opening gap here. And again, to draw your new week opening gaps correctly, settlement needs to be turned off. And then you should also have this setting here turned off, color bars based on previous close. Okay, that should not be turned on. And let's see. New week opening gap there. And I'll draw this upper one here, should NASDAQ want to trade into that. So we have 3 new week opening gaps, and then we have relative equal lows on the daily chart here. So that's what we're annotating. And let's see, let's go to a daily. So we do have sell side underneath this low, but one thing I'm watching is the bodies here. Okay, yes, we have liquidity resting underneath here, but the bulk of the volume is in the bodies of the candle. So this drop down, while we didn't clear out that low, I'm still seeing this as we engage a nice pocket of liquidity, okay, using the rejection block, the lowest closing price, which is this candle here. So that's something I'm watching as well. Let's drop down to a 15-minute chart. We have about 4 minutes till the open. Okay, we drop down, just fall short of the sell side. Okay, we also have this low here. Let's see, do we reach that? Okay, just tagged it by a little bit. In my opinion, that's not too convincing. If I'm being honest, I want to see more of a meaningful run beneath that, and then obviously our relative equal lows on the daily chart. We tagged that low just by a little bit, retracing up, new week opening gap. So we're gonna sit tight. Let's go to a 5-minute chart, and we're gonna sit here for a few minutes, see what we do at the open. This should be interesting with all the news going on. I like to see what we do at the opening bell. I wouldn't be surprised if we just melt lower, but we shall see. What's up, let's see, how do I say your name? Sajid Rahman, if I'm saying that right. If not, I apologize, but that's what's up, man. 15, high school, you got so much time, bro. I'm glad I can help you out. That's awesome. Who else we got in here? Chintz, Rice in the Bowl, KJ, Simon, Danny, Bill, well, Julius, Retro Gear, Chico, TP Bandit, Steven, Aiden. I see a lot of y'all. Reba, Drew, Matthew, the isolated one. This is going to be interesting. Bias for the day. Preferably lower prices. One thing I'm keeping in mind, and general rule of thumb, whenever we have large movement overnight, and it's pretty clear we've had large movement overnight, whenever that's the case, the morning session could be a little bit more difficult. It could be a little bit more rangy and high resistance. So I'm expecting the market to kind of respond to the whole DeepSeek AI thing, and wanting to see if we can get lower prices, but I'm not really expecting much until lunch or the PM session, simply given the fact that we move so much during London and Asia that the New York morning session can kind of stall around. But we'll see. We have the opening bell here in about a minute and a half. We're going to stay here on a 5-minute chart for a while, and then we'll drop down to a 1-minute chart, get our first presented fair value gap, and we'll go from there. Yeah, we don't do CRT over here. We don't do mythology stuff over here. We don't do that. Let's look at gold real quick. Let's look around. Let's see if gold responded. Yeah, gold is really bearish on the day. Daily chart. 15-minute clear sell side for gold. That should be an easy objective. S&P, NASDAQ, Dow, all pretty much looking the same. Opening bell here. We're going to have a large opening range gap. So it's going to be a fun week. It's going to be a fun week. My monitor isn't really connecting, so I'm only working with one screen here, but it shouldn't be an issue. All right, here's the opening bell. Let's come on, TradingView. Come on. You got it. There we go. And we have FOMC. That's right. We do have FOMC on Wednesday. So we got a lot of fireworks happening this week. Absolutely. Put on some opening prices here. To be honest, I'm not even going to bother with the midnight opening price. It's all the way up there. We'll keep it off for now. Let's look at our opening range gap. This is going to be crazy. You ready? Look at that. Sheesh. Now that's something. About 800 handles. Let's get quadrants on this real quick. So we have lower quadrant, midpoint, and I'm watching to see, does NASDAQ want to reach up past consequent encroachment, or do we just completely get a full gap closure? But I'm really watching this lower quadrant here and how we trade and that consequent encroachment. Okay, within the first 30 minutes of trading, it's real likely that NASDAQ will reprice to consequent encroachment. That is almost 400 handles away, but we're going to go ahead and keep that price level on our chart before we get off of regular trading hours. So that's 511.75. 511.75. And that is your opening range gap. Whoops. Oh my goodness. Opening range gap, consequent encroachment. I'll put the lower quadrant on there too, just so I know where we're at. So 317.5, 317.5. All right, so we have lower quadrant and consequent encroachment. Let's go back to electronic trading hours. And here we go. I like the pump up at 9:30. I want to see that act as a potential Judas swing because, yes, we tagged the sell side down here, but in my opinion, there's still a lot of unfinished business. So within the next 30 minutes or so, pretty much within the opening range, I want to see if NASDAQ can get everybody caught offside, chasing it higher, and then get a move going lower, running out the sell side here, and then possibly the sell side here. What do you think about ICT's Telegram channel? I like it. I wish it was live streamed, like the 2022, 2023, 2024 mentorship. I wish he did it that way, because I woke up to like a whole bunch of spam on my phone, like all the voice notes things. I feel like it would have just been a lot easier to live stream it. But I'll definitely check it out like after I'm done streaming and all that. But I woke up to like 500 like voice messages. They're all like 30 seconds long, 10 seconds long. So I'm gonna have to listen to all of it later. But it's pretty cool. And if he releases like material and whatnot, then I'll take notes on that, notes on the material and share it with the community, like always. Let's go ahead and go down to a 1 minute chart. We should have our first presented fair value gap by now. If TradingView wants to load, there we go. So this candle is your 931 candle. We can use that. Eventually, at some point in time, I like for NASDAQ to potentially get back beneath that, use it as resistance. But let's go ahead and draw this out. My trading view is really slow. My laptop has been slow lately. Might be time to get a new one. Let's see. Let's do it this way. So there's the lower quadrant of our opening range gap. Watching to see if we want to reach that. And then obviously consequent encroachments. Pretty far away, but crazier things have happened, as we've seen. What kind of laptop? This is Samsung Galaxy. Is that right? It's like the 360. Let me see. I forget. I haven't even had it for that long, which is crazy. Which is like, it's wild. I feel like I had it for maybe a year and a half, not even 2 years, and I still have more than like 2/3 of my storage still on here, and it's been slowing down lately. I just deleted a whole bunch of videos, like old live streams that were like 2 hours long. I deleted that off my my files, and it's still been a little slow. But it's a Samsung Galaxy Book 4. Book 4 Pro 360. It's a 360 touchscreen, but it's been slowing down on me. She dying on me. Your trading view's lagging? Okay, maybe it's not just me then. Is anybody else's trading view lagging? Because it's been a little slow. So first presented fair value gap. Right now we're staying above the upper half. We're trading into an old new week opening gap. As long as we're trading in between these two new week opening gaps, which is the horizontal rectangles here, I have more of a neutral bias. But if we can get above that new week opening gap, then obviously I'll be looking for upper quadrant of the opening range gap and maybe consequent encroachment. I'm not demanding that, but for now, I'm watching this level here. Overall, for the day, I do like the sell side underneath these lows. I do like these clean triple bottom lows down here. So will we get that this morning? Don't know, but for the day, I like lower prices, but I like the higher push up at the opening bell because I want to treat that as a Judas swing, like I said. Do you trade your live account? No. I did trade. I traded London. I had to stay up for London and make a quick dollar, so I did make a little money trading London. And then I traded Asia. Was that today I traded Asia? I'm running on low sleep. My days are running together. I can't remember. Yeah, I traded Asia, took one loss, and then recouped it using half risk. I shared all that on Twitter. And then I shared my London execution in the Discord. So yeah, I had to capitalize on the volatility overnight. Oh yeah, thank you, Phoenix. I always forget the handy dandy. 'Cause, you know, everybody will ask. So now we're above that new week opening gap. I'm watching to see, do we use it as support and want to trade up to that opening range gap lower quadrant. And what I mean by that is, do we touch the new week opening gap again, respect it, and then tag this level and then I'll be watching to see how we respond after tagging this level. And again, I'm only working with one screen, so I don't have my monitor with the higher time frames on it. I have to kind of just flip back and forth, but TradingView's been acting kind of slow, so I don't want to jump between time frames too much. A lot of inefficiencies here. You trade at what time? Asia starts at 7 p.m., but the sweet spot for Asia is 8 p.m. Like, you'll find a lot of nice setups with that 8 o'clock macro. Again, I'm not too convinced in higher prices at the moment, only because the daily chart, we've already dropped 1,000 handles, and seeing this push higher at the open, in my opinion, is getting everybody excited to buy it, and I'm not really subscribing to that idea just yet. So this is kind of the reason why I do like to wait for the opening range to pan out. Sometimes I trade the opening range, but for the most part, the first 30 minutes, I kind of just sit on my hands because I want to see, are we currently doing a Judas swing? Who's getting caught offside right now? So I'm just being patient. So there's your new week opening gap. I'm watching to see, can that offer support to take us up into the lower quadrant? And obviously you have a fair value gap resting on top of that. But what I really want to see, if I'm being honest, is us get beneath the first presented fair value gap, use that as resistance, and then make an attempt for clean lows here. And if NASDAQ really wants to pick up speed and get crazy, then you have those sell side levels. But I prefer lower prices. The first fair value gap has to be at least 931. So you cannot use this candle here for your first presented fair value gap. It has to be this one or later. So 931 is the candle, because if you go to regular trading hours, if you use this candle as your first fair value gap, there's no candle to the left. And because there's no candle to the left, that doesn't technically form a fair value gap. So you have to use the 931 candle, because this 930 candle forms that first candle in your fair value gap pattern. So that's why everybody says you have to use the 931 candle instead of the 930 candle. Yeah, I changed the intro just a little bit, just a teensy bit. What's up, Max? I'm online, man. I don't live stream on YouTube every Monday anymore. I only do it maybe like twice a month, because I'm trading Mondays, every other Monday in Discord. So I don't come out here publicly on YouTube as often, but it's always fun when I do. It's good seeing the gang. So right now you can see the body's beautifully respecting the high of that new week opening gap. But again, I prefer this whole move to be a Judas swing, because this triple bottom down here, in my opinion, is a little it's too enticing. I'm going to go ahead and highlight that in case NASDAQ really wants to get down there. But for now, let's focus on what we're seeing. What was the meltdown today? It's the AI. I mean, I can't probably describe it better than someone else can, but supposedly the reason why we're having this insane drop, I don't want to get into it and then me like misquote something, but correct me if I'm wrong. Supposedly, you know how in the US we have ChatGPT, OpenAI, supposedly I think it's China, created their own AI model that is way cheaper, way more cost efficient, and supposedly is better, if not the same as ChatGPT, OpenAI. And they outsource the code to other countries, and thus making OpenAI less valuable, if I'm saying that correctly. Something like that. I quoted a tweet on Twitter that probably describes it better than I can. If you just want to head to Twitter, the link's in the description, and there's a post that I retweeted that talks about, you know, all that jazz. It's pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting. Chinese AI. Yeah, I'm in ICT's Telegram. I had to mute my phone because it's a whole bunch of voice messages. I'm gonna tune into that later. I wish he would live stream. Live stream would be cool, so we can actually see the video. He's sharing like screenshots. It's cool. It's cool. I'm gonna have to do a lot of scrolling and like catch up on that after the stream, and I'm not really that familiar with Telegram. It's kind of more like a text messaging platform thing. But oh yeah, they definitely applying that pressure on the U.S. for sure. They definitely applying. You know, in the U.S. we think that we're big and bad and that we own everything. China said, okay, watch this. And I saw something like the U.S. so far has spent like 60 billion or something on AI, and China just made the same thing, if not better, with less than 6 million or something like that, with a team of less than 200 people. Fact check me on that, but that's what I heard. Opening range gap in the crosshairs. We still have about 13 minutes or so in this opening range. Do you think we can tap into that 4-hour inversion fair value gap? 4-hour inversion fair value gap. If you're talking about this, it's likely we're pretty close to that, if this is what you're talking about. Yeah, spending that much on AI is crazy. I'm not gonna lie. That's a lot of money. That's insane. Our debt is crazy. All right, so there is your, well, not yet. There's your opening range gap, constant encroachment. So now, I'm not constant encroachment, lower quadrant. The next level for that opening range gap is midpoint. Obviously, that's a little while away, about 200 handles or so. But we're just gonna walk this through and see if it wants to get up there. But again, I told everybody what I prefer to see. If we reach consequent encroachment of the opening range gap and showing willingness to expand past that, then I think it's likely that we want to come for this, because this is an actual liquidity void. Like there's no trading here. It's really literally just an open pocket of price action. So if NASDAQ gets above consequent encroachment, that'll be my focus, but that's over 200 handles away, so I'm kind of putting that on the back burner right now. That's kind of asking for a lot. from NASDAQ, especially with all the fundamental news going on. But yeah, London was moving. London was moving for sure. I had to stay up and hop in that a little bit. I had to. Because once London takes all the clean price moves, like the morning session traders, we'd be left with breadcrumbs. Like we don't get anything. London can move 1,000 handles, and then the morning session would just consolidate all morning. So I said, let me stay up and get a piece of this real quick. Let me pull up Forex Factory because my monitor is not letting me connect my HDMI. So let me see. Oh, we have medium impact 10 a.m. news. I really don't care about that, to be honest. With all the AI stuff going on, that medium impact 10 a.m. news driver, I'm not really placing much emphasis on that. It could bring a little injection of volatility, but I'm not expecting anything groundbreaking with that. Really, I'm not expecting clean price action until post FOMC this week on Wednesday. Anytime a big news story comes out overnight, Asia and London session. Yeah, absolutely. Like whenever we have like Nvidia stuff come out, like that's the best time to trade Asia. Like all the post-market stuff, that's the best time. Asia and London is really going to move because the market's going to respond quickly after that stuff comes out. Everybody's like, ICT went short, ICT went long. I'm not watching his stuff right now. I'm going to watch it later, though, for sure. So you live trading? I'm live trading tomorrow. I'm live trading tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning, Tuesday through Friday, I'm live trading for the Discord community. We had a nice win on Friday, looking to piggyback off that this week. So price tapping that lower quadrant of the opening range gap. And what I'm watching to see is, does the order flow stay bullish, and do we slowly start graduating up to consequent encroachment? Like I said, in my opinion, it'll take a lot for NASDAQ to do that, as that is over almost 200 handles away. But I'm submitting the first 30 minutes. We still have about 8 minutes left in this opening range. Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Yeah. Anything after 2 p.m. on Wednesday, that's when I'm really expecting the cleanest moves. But as we just approach FOMC, I don't see price doing much. But that could change. Like more news, more AI news can come out, and that could really get things moving. Like, you know, I'm not sure FOMC will move us 1,000 handles on Wednesday like we're seeing today. So assuming there's no more geopolitical stuff going on, I'm expecting most movement to be after Wednesday. I'm watching these two down close candles as a potential bullish order block. If we lose that, then chilling. Who knows what Trump will say? I know the Discord. I really do want to go back to live streaming, like actually in the Discord app, because the gifts be the gifts be hilarious, but Discord is so lame with placing the limit, like the cap on how many people can join the streaming channel. It's so lame. It's lame. But I was thinking about, I still haven't decided, like, because Discord, if your server is fully boosted, you can have up to 300 people watching a stream. I was thinking about just doing, like, there's only 300 slots, and maybe the rest of the members or whatever, they'll still get access to the replay or the webinars and whatnot. But I do love streaming in Discord. Shoot, Forgotten Trader. He's on to y'all. Got some beef going on in the chat room. I like it. I like it. Oh yeah, I had to change the chart colors. The green and black was getting a little old. Plus, it was 2025, so I wanted a new vibe. I like the gray, black, white. It's just very modern looking. It's very professional, very sleek. I don't know, I just kind of like it. If you make an event voice channel, you can go up to 900. I didn't know that. I'm gonna event voice channel. I'm gonna set a reminder to look into that. Because Discord, like, you have to get Nitro, and then you need the server boosted, and then that's like a monthly thing. Event voice channel. Nah, you're out here laying in front of people. People are stressing about some narcissist. I don't think ICT is a narcissist. I don't think he's a narcissist. That may be a little bit of an exaggeration. Your server needs to be a community server. I think my server is community. The way ICT has, like, people divided. You have people who, like, love ICT, support them, and you have other people who are just like, I can't stand that man. Like, it's the impact he has on the trading industry is pretty cool. So we're working that lower quadrant. We're not really getting any speed at the moment. We're not really getting any kind of displacement fair value gap that's staying open and whatnot. And this is kind of the price action I'm expecting this morning. Again, we've moved 1,000 handles overnight, so I'm not expecting the cleanest morning session today, which is why I won't be touching my live account this morning session, maybe during lunch or something off camera. But as long as NASDAQ down close candles support price, so you have down close candle being used as support, this entire wick on this down close candle being used as support, these two down close candles we talked about being used as support. As long as the order flow like that stays looking bullish, then I think consequent encroachment of our opening range gap is on the menu. But you guys kind of just slowly trotting up there. I appreciate that, Forgotten Trader. But let's not beef. We're all just here to make money. No need to beef. It's all love at the end of the day. It's all love. Let's look at S&P and other markets real quick. So S&P is kind of the same. It's slowly working higher, but it's kind of nasty looking. The Dow, a little bit of retracement. We may want to take out these highs. Let's look at dollar index. I'm here for war. So if dollar index starts working higher, then obviously I would want to see lower prices in NASDAQ. I haven't looked at bonds in a while. I'm curious to see how bonds is reacting to everything going on. Bear so far looking heavy. Looks like it may want to take out previous day's low, Monday's low. Or no, Friday's low, sorry. This is a 15. This is not even a daily chart. I'm tripping. I thought that was a daily chart. Buy side. That's a lot of movement right there. That's insane. And that's a large new week opening gap. What a Monday, man. That's pretty cool. What a time to be a trader. Zimbabwe, shout out Zimbabwe. See if I can scrunch this up. Would you still be open to look for shorts? I would. I would. But anything this morning session, I will be kind of hands off. Just sticking to the rule of thumb that the morning session after a large range overnight, London and Asia can be a little bit more difficult. So if I did want shorts and lower prices, I would probably hold off until like the lunch macro. That starts off at 11:30, maybe the PM session. But this is a day, like if I wasn't a YouTuber, if I wasn't a streamer, then I'll sleep in and I wouldn't even be, I wouldn't even be on the charts at the moment. I'll just wait till 11:30. Again, I'm only looking at a 1 minute chart here, so I have to be mindful of where we're trading. Be mindful of the higher time frame. I'm gonna clear some of this off for now. It's a little too much going on. Where's it at? Where's it at? There we go. We have a small little inefficiency up there. We traded up into that. Took a trade pre-market, targeting midnight open. Where's that midnight opening price? It's way up there somewhere. Midnight. This candle here. Yeah. Anything could happen. Anything could happen. Again, if we get beneath that first presented fair value gap, then our eyes will be set on that triple bottom that we highlighted. These lows down here. If we can get beneath that, use it as resistance, then I'm immediately looking at all this down here because that's a little too smooth in my opinion. So I like this movement lower we're getting because, again, that 9:30 to 10 o'clock window, that opening range, I wanted to see that kind of act as a Judas swing, get everybody chasing it going higher. And I want to see if we can get back to that first presented fair value gap and possibly get beneath it. Forgot to mute my phone, I'm sorry. That's the right first presented. The first presented is the 931 candle. Can't use the 930 candle. Will you be streaming in the afternoon? Nah, I don't trade the afternoon session because I have one-on-one private mentorship meetings in the afternoon, so I can't stream the PM session or trade it. But personally, I don't like trading the PM session anyway, just because, like, that time during the day, I'm usually out grabbing lunch or doing something. I'm really here sitting at my desk looking for a setup. I'd rather be productive with my day. If I can't find a setup in the morning, then I'll either just wait for Asia or just don't take a trade. Best ICT mentorship. They're all good. Like, a lot of people ask me, like, what mentorship did you study and whatnot. All the ICT mentorships are good. Like, you can't go wrong. But me personally, I like the 2023 playlist because that's what I started with. Like, when I started ICT's channel, I started with the 2023 playlist. And that's what I really, you know what I mean? But if I started in 2022 when he was doing the 2022 mentorship, then I probably would have, opted for that. I probably would say that's the best. But, like, everything, you can't go wrong. Everything on this channel is good. Like, there's no, you know what I mean? You can't go wrong. Everything he's posting on his channel can work for you. So we're kind of just hanging around that lower quadrant. $2022 is good. I haven't dug into 2022 as deep as I did during 2023. Like y'all see my channel, I have a whole bunch of handwritten notes and screenshots on the 2023 mentorship. I haven't really done that for 2022, but I feel like the 2023 playlist is a little bit more advanced, a little bit more technical anyway. So Whichever one was available for live. Yeah. New day opening gap chart settings. It's pretty basic. Kind of just sitting tight here. We're really in just a little bit of a consolidation. Let's see. I really want to get my monitor working. So I'm done with core content 2022. Which one? Anything on this channel is good. Anything on this channel. The main thing is not how much ICT content you watch, because there's so much content. Like, I haven't went through everything. Like, it's not about, you know, which one do I watch next? I just finished this one. Okay, what do I do next? You have to kind of just like implement first what you learn before just jumping straight into another playlist. So if you just finished the 2022 playlist, like, spend some time implementing that first, like back testing it, journaling it. Don't just finish that playlist and then go straight to another one. Like, you know, kind of slow down a little bit and just focus on that 2022 model for a few months. But you don't have to go through his whole channel so fast. Display setting. I don't know what, it's acting weird. I had to play with it later. Kind of just chopping at the bit. I slapped on previous week's low. This is last week's low. That's the old reference point for liquidity. So if we want to work higher above the lower quadrant of our opening range gap and clear out the buy side above these highs, then that's the next potential draw for me, the old weekly low. But as of right now, I'm kind of falling back into a neutral bias until we leave this little range here. This is kind of the price action I was expecting so far this morning. You can do well. No, that's facts, Avery. That's facts. Because a lot of people, like, ICT's concept, like, they're really, not all of it, but a lot of his stuff is really technical, like, really just, you know what I mean? So when he was doing the 2025 playlist on YouTube and he was coming out like with the midnight opening range, and he was running quadrants on the midnight opening range and drawing that forward throughout the day and stuff like that. Traders who aren't profitable yet, or they're on their way and they're still like trying to learn how to read the candlesticks, they're trying to implement all that stuff, the midnight opening range, and then they're doing this, they're having this on the chart, then they're trying to do the 2022 model, and they're trying to do optimal trade entry, and they're doing the first presented fair value gap, and then it's the kitchen sink approach. They try to implement everything. So that's why it's like, you just gotta like pick something for now, pick one PD array, pick the fair value gap breaker, whatever PD array you like, and just like focus with that for now. Put the midnight opening range and all that, put all that to the side and just stick with the easy silver bullet setup between 10 to 11 o'clock, find a fair value gap, target liquidity, and just stay there for a while. But so many people, they're just trying to rush and implement everything. Like that can hurt you more than it can help you. Are we still expecting lower prices? I'm neutral right now. I'm falling back to a neutral bias until we leave this consolidation that we're in. I'm really just sitting on my hands. It's getting kind of muddy, a little nasty in here. Would you consider an entry? Nope. I'm not considering an entry on this. I'd even had to, nah. Yeah, you're only 17, man. You got so much time. Like, man, I didn't start trading until, well, like, I started getting interested in it or started like actually looking into it briefly, vaguely, like when I was like 18. But I didn't know what TradingView was. I didn't know like what a prop firm was. I didn't know what NASDAQ was. But like I got interested in the stock market as a whole, when I was like 18. But man, you got so much time, bro. You got so much time. Yeah, like you're in high school, man. Man, just because you have time though doesn't mean to like slack around and not handle your business. But like you in a good spot if you're learning, ICT concepts at such a young age. Just stick with it for a couple of years and you'll be all right. I mean, I'm young too, but like 17 is crazy. I don't even think you can open a brokerage account at 17, or at least you're not supposed to. I think you have to be 18, right? Or at least I don't think you can open one on your own. I'm 23. 23. 14. Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. Shouldn't you be in school, bro? How are you typing in the chat room? It's Monday morning. You're 14. Aren't you like in middle school? Y'all got recess, don't it? You should be on like the swing or something right now, huh? No, I'm just kidding. So trading back down to consequent encroachment of our new week opening gap. My eyes really set on that first presented. Again, if we get beneath that first fair value gap, use it as resistance, then I'm looking at these lows. But until we do that, I'm kind of just more neutral. And obviously it goes without saying, if we work higher and use this first fair value gap as support, then that old weekly low could be on the menu. But I'm watching to see if we want to get below this and use it as resistance, because that triple bottom is a little too smooth. So let's go ahead and slap on consequent encroachment. And I'm watching to see, does NASDAQ, do we get a closure beneath that? Do we work in the upper half? I want to see how we respond here. I got the day off school. Yeah, 14 is crazy. 14 is insane. Recess is at 1. That's funny. Traded NASDAQ while at recess. That's a flex right there. That's how you do it. I live in South Houston, work at HEB. That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, I hated that place. Best of luck to you, though. Probably won't ever meet you, but that's what's up, bro. I don't really do like meetups like that, you know. This world's crazy, man. And crazy people out here. You never know. No offense or anything, but you know, you can't just be out here just meeting random people. Not in today's world. It's crazy out here. But best of luck too, you know. Cool to see all my Houston traders. We got a lot of people from Houston. We got a handful of people from Houston in the Discord. It's pretty cool. Houston and San Antonio, Austin. It's pretty nice. $700 people. We might get 1,000 today. Dallas, Fort Worth, yeah. So far, we traded down. As of right now, haven't had a willingness to trade to consequent encroachment. I have to be mindful to keep flipping. S&P, Dow. Ooh, Dow's nasty. Dow's looking kind of rough at the moment. I wouldn't touch that. Not yet, at least. Even S&P has relative equal lows. This is just a little too clean for me, I'll be honest. Even if we don't get it this morning session, like this is just a little too smooth. And then this pump higher formed during the opening range. So at 9:30, when everybody sees this, they're gonna be, you know, they're gonna be quick to buy that. And no, it's just a little too smooth. But I'm actually gonna set an alert because I got my eyes on that level. And Dow's looking nasty. NASDAQ isn't the cleanest, but is moving more than the other two averages, so that's always nice. And we're talking about a lot of AI stuff going on in the world, and NASDAQ is a technology index, so it makes sense that it's moving a little bit more than everything else. First presented fair value gap has to be the 931 candle or after. You cannot use the 930 candle. That is incorrect. Do you have any biases for the month, February, March, April? I wanted higher prices. Like I shared the weekly forecast in Discord. I want all-time highs in February. That's assuming geopolitical events don't get, you know, crazy. If we have more AI nonsense going around that drops the market 1,000 handles before Monday's opening bell. Assuming all that stuff doesn't keep happening, I do like the idea of us trading and making all-time highs in February, because February is typically a bullish month. That's the seasonal tendency. So I do like higher prices in the month of February, but you know, anything could pop off in the world. We got a new president, so I'm not really trying to stick to a strong monthly bias. I'm really just trying to work with the daily chart and just go from there, because, you know, a news thing could come out that could be used as a smoke screen, and then they push price lower another 1,000 handles. So to me, unless you're like a swing trader or like a long position trader, there's really no point in trying to have a monthly bias. Like I'm day trading, I only trade the morning session for like an hour and a half a day. So as long as I know what the daily chart is reaching for, and where that weekly candle is likely to expand. That's really all I need. I don't need a strong monthly bias for, February, March, April. Just go with the flow and adjust accordingly. So we formed a little fair value gap here. NASDAQ, as of right now, hasn't shown a willingness to want to get beneath that first presented. So my thought process is, do we leave this fair value gap open, treat it as a breakaway gap? Do we stay above the upper half? If we fail to do that, then that's telling me NASDAQ isn't as bullish, isn't as strong. So I'm watching this inefficiency. If we completely overlap it and close beneath it, then obviously that's problematic for higher prices. But if we can leave this open, or at least the lower half of that fair value gap open, then I'll be confident in seeing the highs run out. But so far in this drop down, it didn't even want to reach consequent encroachment of our first presented. So possibly indicating bullishness. So I'm using this fair value gap now as insight and watching to see how we trade to it, if we trade to it. If we're really bullish, it's even better to not trade to it at all, because that's a breakaway gap. You want to see it act as a breakaway gap. But we're really working that lower quadrant of our opening range gap. Trader J Mac, just keep doing your thing, bro. Keep doing your thing. So far, I like how we're leaving this open. If we don't want to get beneath the first presented fair value gap and use it as resistance, if we don't want that this morning, then this staying open, possibly working higher, clearing out the buy side, and then you have the old weekly low. And then NASDAQ really wants to get excited, obviously midnight open, and then consequent encroachment of that opening range gap. But I'm still watching this here. Tremaine, what is the advantage for me to get access to your Discord when you drop stuff on YouTube and I already know most of the concepts? I really don't post that much on YouTube. I mean, that's a good compliment. A lot of people say, man, you give out a lot of stuff for free. Like, the YouTube is great. I mean, YouTube, I really only post like my trade executions. But the Discord is more like the webinars and the homework assignments. Real quick, speaking of homework assignments, for those who are in the Discord, the deadline was Sunday, so I'm not accepting any more homework assignments. There's like 1 or 2 late submissions. I'll still check those, but I'll send out a new one this week, so you guys can work on that. But the Discord is worth it. I really don't share that much on YouTube, but the webinars, the homework, obviously the live trading streams, you get to see how I internalize price action, my entries and whatnot. Just seeing me trade live. It's not to copy trade. That's not the purpose of it, but just to kind of build your skill set of reading price action. And then YouTube, they really just get the executions at the end of the day. That's really about it. But it's good stuff. You should check out the reviews. Pretty much 5 stars all across the board. It's good stuff. So old weekly low in the crosshairs. again, originally on this drop down, I'm watching, do we get beneath that first fair value gap, use it as resistance, and possibly want to make a run for the lows. We talked about how we're dropping down, but NASDAQ didn't show any interest in wanting to even reach midpoint of that fair value gap. That's fine. We formed this fair value gap. We're saying, okay, if NASDAQ is showing that we're possibly bullish, not even wanting to reach consequent encroachment of that inefficiency, watching this fair value gap, do we leave that open? It's even better if we do. If we're really bullish and really likely to go higher, you don't want to see this traded to. Down close candle opens, trades down to consequent encroachment of this wick, but leaving this open. That's what you want to see. That's a bullish signature. Clearing out the buy side above that high, and then you have previous week's low here as a potential draw. And then if we can accelerate above that, then midnight opening price, and then consequent encroachment of your opening range gap. And this entire logic was based on the breakaway gap. If I can type this morning. Let's do this. And let's make that a little bit more gray. Yeah, I mean, no, the YouTube popping. I post maybe, I try to get at least 3 uploads a week on YouTube, but my schedule's been a little busy with the mentorship and whatnot. And yeah, YouTube, I'm really just using YouTube to share my executions and whatnot. But as far as, you know, actually live streaming and somewhat teaching and all that stuff, that's really just for Discord. YouTube kind of gets like the leftovers in a way. No offense, YouTube community. I love y'all. Where can I write for questions in Discord? Write for questions? I mean, there's chat rooms in there. Is it pay stuff? There's different Discord tiers. There's like general access, that's only $25. That doesn't include live streams or webinars or like the good stuff in the Discord. The general access does not include that. And I had to slap a price tag on it because we're getting trolls in there, scammers coming in there, joining the server, pretending to be me, slapping on my profile picture and DMing people and whatnot. So I slapped on just a one-time $25 payment, and the scammers and all that, I guess they don't want to pay $25 to scam people, so that kind of helped the issue a little bit. But general access, it's just like you get general access. You get the chat room, some screenshot annotations. You get to ask me questions, like I'm always engaging in the chats. But full access is a monthly subscription, and that's when you get the live trading streams Monday through Friday, and the webinars and the homework assignments. And I'll check your homework. I'll give you feedback if you did something wrong. All that fun jazz. But let's go back to the candlesticks. So I like the acceleration. We're getting above that old weekly low. Again, if we accelerate above that and if we show a willingness to want to expand higher, then that midnight open, it's not too far away. Well, it's almost 100 handles away, but given the volatility this morning, 100 handles is kind of light work. I had to remind myself to keep flipping back. So S&P made a higher high. The Dow made a higher high. Let's look at dollar. Dollar's also working higher. So that symmetry isn't really there as far as an inverse relationship between dollar and the indices, but that's fine. It's just one of those days. Gold doing the exact opposite. That sell side, it's pretty near. Let me see, do we have news tomorrow? Tomorrow, Tuesday. Yeah, we have high impact 10 a.m. news. That's my favorite. I love high impact 10 a.m. news drivers. That's nice. What was your biggest regret in trading? Oh my goodness. I'm finna shed a tear. Paying for prop firm challenges when I wasn't ready and I wasn't profitable. Keep paying for resets. My goodness. The amount of money I spent on FTMO back when I used to trade Forex, that's my biggest regret. Thousands of dollars, hard-earned money from working in a warehouse job at FedEx. Had a few grand saved up from that. And, I was like, I was in high school, like, junior, senior in high school, so I didn't really have that many bills like that. So a couple $1,000s, like, that's good money. Like, especially if you're in high school. If you're in high school and you got, $2,500, $3,000 just in the bank, as a savings, like that's pretty good. But man, blowing money on FTMO accounts, that's my biggest regret. Obviously, I recouped that money since then, but like I still think about that $2,000. Like, it would be nice to have that. That's good money. But I mean, yeah. And that's for those who are still like doing the whole challenge route and all that. If you're still blowing challenges, don't buy anymore. Please don't. Like, save your money. I'm trying to tell you. I wish like I would have stopped, because think about it. We have to use common sense here, right? If you're on a top step combine or whatever, and you failed it last week, and you jump in right away, buy another one, and you just failed that one. Okay, I'm resetting. It's been 2 days since I failed the last one, but screw it, I'm buying another one. I know what I did wrong. And then you fail that one, or you're in deep drawdown. At some point, you have to step back and say, maybe I'm not ready. Now, admittedly, the rules and prop firms and all that are designed for you to fail because they get paid off of resets. They get paid off of those fees. But you have to ask yourself, if you fail 2 or 3 combines and you're still buying them, what has changed in your trading between the moment you failed the combine and the moment you just bought another one? Some people fail, and I used to do that, man. I was doing this all the time. I would fail a combine. As soon as I failed it and I couldn't trade the combine, or it was the FTMO challenge at the time. As soon as I failed the FTMO challenge and they took the challenge away from me, I didn't make the 10%. Same day, I'm going right back in there, buying another one. What changed in that period of time? How did my trading improve? What happened in that 10-minute window between blowing my account and swiping my credit card again? What happened? Nothing happened. You're acting on impulsiveness. You're just giving them money. So that was my biggest regret, is not realizing that, Tremaine, calm down. You're not ready yet. Just chill. But I wanted to make money, and they made money off of me. How to get your signals. I don't do signals. I don't do signals in the Discord. Yes, you'll see me trade, and you'll see my executions. Like some of the trades I post, I'll say maybe like 80%, 85% of the trades on my YouTube were taken on stream, but those aren't signals, okay? Because I'll be setting y'all up for failure if I say join my Discord, copy my trades as signals. The Discord is not made for signals. It's made for you to learn how to reprice on your own. Because if I'm being honest, I may not have the Discord forever. This is not like, I'm not getting rid of the Discord anytime soon. I'll have it for a few more years. But man, I would just be thinking, because you have to understand, there's people who are making like dumb money from trading and they don't have social media. Like I'm talking 10 bands a trade, 15K a trade, 15K a month from trading, and you will never hear from them. They don't have no Twitter. They don't have a YouTube. They don't have a Discord group. So I just be like, man, like, that's nice. You know what I mean? Like, I just be like, sometimes I'll just be brainstorming. It's just like, man, when I get my account balance to a certain size, I may just want to go incognito. Like, no YouTube, no Discord. I may just want to just live, just travel, me and my girl, and we just do our own thing. Twitter is toxic as hell. Like, Twitter is so draining. I'm finna stop posting on Twitter, or at least turn my comments off. It's low frequency toxicity. And it's just like, I just be so tempted to just be like, man, when I get to the point where I can make 5, 10K a trade, I might just like go off the radar, because yeah, man. Like, that's the point, you know what I mean? That's not gonna happen anytime soon, but like, I don't, So don't join the Discord to copy trades, because that's temporary gain. That's, you need delayed gratification. Join the Discord, watch the webinars. Okay, there's 50 webinars. The people in the chat room who are in the Discord, they would tell you the webinars is golden. That is good stuff. We spend an hour every weekend just on the charts, and we're talking about things. Last week, or not last week, Sunday. Okay, we have webinars every Sunday. We went over some open, high, low, and close, implementing that with macros. We covered good stuff, but don't just join the Discord. I'm gonna copy his trades, try to pass my combine, because I go on losing streaks, I go on winning streaks. I have no trade days. Like, I'm just like everybody else. But if you're just in there just to copy my trades, you're gonna lose the real benefit of the Discord, which is learn how to reprice on your own. Because I may not be here forever. I may just want to delete the Discord, delete the YouTube channel, and just live life. You know what I mean? So get what you can out of it. That's not gonna happen anytime soon. I'm not trying to say I'm getting rid of the community. I'm still trying to hit 100,000 subscribers. But just join with the right intentions. That's all I'm saying. Let me look at the chat. I was kind of yapping for a second. I'm not gonna lie. Price hanging around old weekly low, using it as support. I'm watching to see if we want to reach for the midnight open and consequent encroachment of that opening range gap. Preferably, I like to see those targets hit before 11 a.m. because 11 a.m. is London close, and that 10:50 to 11. What is it? No, I said that wrong. That 10:50 to 11:10 macro typically brings a retracement, so I would like to see these targets hit by 11 a.m., which comes in about right there. So that's about 18 one-minute candlesticks. All right, let me scroll up a little bit. I was yapping. I had to get that off my chest, because that's the goal, right? Like, man, there's so many frauds in the trading industry. Like, there's so much toxicity, there's so much scamming, and the whole reason why I got into trading was to like just be independent, like make my money trading, make 5,000 a day, 5,000 a week, 15 grand a trade, and then not have to report to anybody, not have to like clock in. I don't have to show proof of nothing. Like, just make money and travel the world, and then provide for your friends and family, and then get involved in the community, donate to homeless shelters, food shelters, go take care of some foster children, like stuff like that, and not have to put any of that on social media. You're making hella money, you're taking care of your community, and you're taking care of your friends and family and your loved ones, and nobody knows that you exist on the planet. That's how it's supposed to be, I feel like. Okay, I'm done yapping. Let me for real read the chat. I'm sorry. I was keeping that in, man. Let's see. How do we even get to that? What was your biggest regret? I might have got sidetracked for a second. How do you know when you're ready? At least 3 months of consistent profitability trading demo. And then you make the decision whether or not you're ready for a prop firm or live account. I just pay access 50 but Discord for some reason. Can't access it. Top vids, you have to like, it looks a little different on my end based on your end, but you have to connect your Discord to the WAP account, or like you have to sign in to Discord with your WAP. Just click like the full access, or you should get an email. Actually, you should get an email once, as soon as you pay, you get an email and it says claim access. You click that and it'll prompt you to sign in with your Discord or whatnot. If it still doesn't work, then just message me on WAP and I'll get you taken care of after this. 50,000 account, you basically have 2,000, so you have to put the 2,000 in your life. Exactly. Like a 50K funded account is not a 50K funded account. You can only lose $2,000. You don't have 50K. I have to disagree. Blowing 150 eval. Okay, Sam, that's cool, but you're saying blowing $150 eval. Back in FTMO, I was spending $300 for 500K FTMO challenge. So, and another thing, those $100 dollar accounts add up. So you're saying blowing $100, $50,000 value, combine, whatever, hurts less than blowing a $2,000 live account. Well, if you buy 10 challenges and you blow 10 challenges that cost $100, you just lost $1,000. But not only did you lose $1,000 because you failed 10 FTMO challenges, 10 top step combines, you didn't just lose money. You lost confidence. You lost mental equity. You're feeling like you can't get this. So it's not really just about the money. It's the fact that you're blowing accounts. You keep getting like rejection emails. You keep seeing, broken rule, drawdown, max drawdown hit. So it's not really just about the money, because for one, yes, the top step combine may be $50, $99. But if you blow 10 of them things, you down $1,000, and it adds up quick, especially if you don't know when to stop, like I did. Like I didn't know when to stop buying accounts and stuff. But regardless of the money, the scars and just the scar tissue and just, it could really hurt you. So you got to stop that while you can before you give yourself too much trauma. I'm still looking for midnight opening range gap, preferably before 11 a.m. I'm just catching up on the chat room real quick because I don't come out here and stream on YouTube often. I close my Discord and trade. I'm telling you, man, because with the trading, okay, one more yap session and I'm going to catch up on the chat, I promise, but this is good stuff. But it's like, top vids, you got it, cool. But it's like, trading in this day and age, trading has become so public, and I'm sounding like a hypocrite because I'm making my trading public. I live stream my trades, but it's like trading is really supposed to be a personal endeavor. Like the whole reason, think about when you first discovered trading. Like what really got you excited about this whole idea of becoming a day trader? You like the animosity of it. You like the fact that you can be home, make as much money as you want from a laptop, and then go about your day. That's why you got into trading. Chances are that's what attracted you to it. You like the fact that there's no limit on how much you can make, and you don't need a boss. It's just you and your laptop. You don't have to report to anybody. You don't have to, there's nothing. Like, you make your money and you live your life. That's what makes trading so attractive. But in this day and age, we're making it so public now. Show your statement. Show me this. Show me that. You're a fraud. This, that. New trader. Exposed. It's like, you got traders showing their Bugattis, Lambos, watches, Rolexes, this and that. It's like, bro, we don't care about that. That's not the reason why we became traders. We became traders to make money and go off the radar. But not just go off the radar, but actually get involved in your community. Like, eventually, I want to delete my Instagram, Twitter, and all that, and just be with my family. Still, I want to do more community charity work, like take care of foster children. I want to give to food drives, toy drives around Christmas, holiday season. Like, nobody's going to know I exist because I'm not going to be on social media, but I'm going to be very active in my community. So it's like, but in this day and age, it's all, we're traders because we buy Rolexes and Lambos and Ferraris and this and that. And the whole image and the whole reason why we're getting involved in this industry is being tilted. And new traders are coming into this now with the mindset, I want to become a trader because I want to get that nice car. I want to be a trader because I want to finally get me a Rolex. There's nothing wrong with those things. I like nice things. Shoot, let's be real. But I had to kind of take a step back for a second and ask myself, why am I really doing this? You know what I mean? Because why am I, you have to know your why. You have to know your why. All right, I'm done now. I'm done now, maybe. All right, let me see. Planning to buy a chunk of land. Bro, I'm telling you, man. You have to understand. I just saw a post on Twitter the other day. This big trading account, like he called out this trader who was doing really well. This trader on Twitter, I don't know his username or whatnot, but this trader had maybe 46 followers on Twitter. Nobody knows who he is, no profile picture, but he was sharing his payouts from FTMO. It didn't get any likes, but I'm talking record number of payouts from FTMO, and I never heard of the dude. I'm talking about 15,000, 20,000, 50,000 payouts from FTMO, and I never heard of dude. He don't got no YouTube channel. He doesn't have a Discord. He's probably just living life. Probably got a nice house somewhere, who knows? But it's like, man, like that's how it's supposed to be. And I was just talking to my girl the other day. It was like I'm trying to get some land. I'm trying to get a crib, get some land. Cause I don't want to be in this apartment forever. Eventually, I want to get a nice house, and I want to buy some land, and I want like a second little piece of land, kind of like a cabin. Cause I'm in Texas. There's a whole bunch of grass here. There's a whole bunch of land here. So I want to have a home here in Texas, and then maybe an hour away somewhere still in Texas, give me a nice little piece of land, build a property on it, kind of like a getaway cabin thing. Maybe get a small little lake, a pond, and just, bro, forget YouTube and all that. I'm trying to the whole reason why I became a trader was to get away from the general public and just live life on my own terms, but still be involved in my community. That's the main thing. Okay, I'm done now. Damn, let me see. I'm getting distracted. Oh man. All right, let me look at price real quick. Let me go out to 5-minute chart. We have this fair value gap here. If we lose consequent encroachment of that, meaning if we close beneath that on a 5-minute basis, then I think we're likely to continue working lower. But I'm watching this inefficiency and this midpoint. So I'm gonna go ahead and draw that out and then go to a lower time frame. But it's like, man, I just be on Twitter and everything's so toxic. I just be wanting to get away from it. Thank God the Discord isn't toxic. The Discord is the one place where I could chat it up in there and just I don't lose brain cells. You know what I mean? But when I open Twitter, it's just man, I can't wait to just eventually just get away from all this. I'm not trying to be on Twitter forever. I'm not trying to be on Instagram forever. That stuff is draining. I'm trying to be on vacation on an island somewhere reading a book after making $5,000 from a live trade. You know what I mean? So this is that 5-minute fair value gap. I want to see if NASDAQ stays in the upper half of that. If we work beneath it, then we'll likely see lower prices. But in the upper half of that 5-minute fair value gap, we have this imbalance here. So I'm watching that on a 1-minute basis. But if we lose that entirely, then, and look at time, okay? Who's been making money so far in the market? Longs, obviously. 1050 to 1110. The reason why I said I wanted my targets hit by 11 o'clock is because that 1050 to 1110 macro brings a retracement. It's 1052 right now, and we're getting a small little retracement lower, so something I'm watching. And then if we do get beneath that, then we might treat it as inversion, aim for the sell side. All the trailed sell stops here and underneath this low. Just kind of my 2 cents on price right now. Back to what I was saying. Let's look. Have you ever been funded, gotten payouts with a prop firm, or always been live account? I was funded with FTMO. I used to trade supply and demand, and I was funded with FTMO. Maybe got $1,500 worth of payouts, but I spent way more just on the challenges. So yes, I got funded eventually and got a little bit of change, but by the time I got funded, I already spent $3,000 just on the challenges alone. Old weekly low at, it's just the previous week's low, I believe. Yeah, it's previous week's low. So I'm watching. If this upper half of that 5-minute fair value gap doesn't offer support, then we may get beneath it and treat it as inversion, but that's that consequent encroachment. Okay, if we get a closure beneath that on a 5-minute basis, that's telling me that price is a little heavy, but so far we just tapped it, coming off it a little bit. So transposing that down on the 1-minute chart, that imbalance, so far staying in the upper half of that inefficiency. Indicators. The indicators I only have indicators for the sessions, like when I do the market reviews, sessions on chart by RO Rocks. You can pause that. And you have to manually do it, but you can highlight like the morning session. You could change the colors and all that. So this is the indicator I have just for the opening range. The first 30 minutes, I changed that color to orange. You could change the time and the colors and all that cool stuff. It's a nice reaction right there. Funded accounts also win that money. And then, yeah, that's the thing. Like funded accounts, like I always tell people, I'd rather make $500 from a live personal account than $1,000 from a funded account, because for one, you got to pay taxes on the money, live account or funded account. You got to pay taxes on it. Two, you got to get that profit split. So, you know, with a live account, you make 500, you could withdraw that 500 the same day, and it's in your bank account within 24 hours. A prop firm, okay, you make 1,000, okay, prop firm's gonna need their cut. Oh, you broke a rule. Oh, there's this, there's that. The prop firm might pull a rug pull, and they might pull some shenanigans. We see prop firms going under all the time. That's why when prop firms reach out to me on Twitter, all these new prop firms with like 50, 100 followers on Twitter, hey, Tremaine, you interested in a partnership? No, the prop firm reputation is trash. It's garbage. I don't want to partner with any prop firm, because if y'all go under and y'all pull some foolishness, then that's going to make me look bad, and it's not happening. So I don't trust prop firms. It's just, what was the question? What was the question? I forget. I got sidetracked a little bit. Is price for Discord always going to be 50? It's likely going to stay there. It's probably likely going to stay at 50. I don't plan on raising the price in the Discord anytime soon. I need some water. I'll be right back. I've been yapping. My throat's starting to hurt. Hold on. Ugh. I just be yapping, bro. I just be yapping. All right, so we're beneath that first presented fair value gap. Not the first presented. We're beneath that 5-minute inefficiency. We tap consequent encroachment here. Get this about the way. Tap consequent encroachment, trade up, and then we're looking pretty heavy here, completely overlapping that. So because we're beneath that 5-minute fair value gap, what I'm watching to see is, do we want to use it as an inversion level? Let's go ahead and adjust this. Let's clear some of this off my chart. Let's keep it a little cleaner. Am I tripping? Am I tripping, or is my text not? Inside right, 5-minute busy. Yo, Trading View, what is going on? Okay, they're pulling some shenanigans, whatever. Okay, there we go. So now I'm watching, do we want to use that 5-minute fair value gap as an inversion level? We do have a CB here. I prefer to see most of that stay open if we do want to go lower. And then we have sell side from the morning session here and here. So this is the fair value gap you prefer to see stay open. If it's really heavy, if we do want to go lower, ideally you don't want to see that traded to, but if we do trade into it, I would want to see like an institutional order flow entry drill, maybe tap the bearish order block, but I wouldn't want to see a full repricing. And the logic on that is, we have this 5-minute fair value gap. If you're bearish, you want to see the lower half of PD arrays send price lower. So yes, we have this fair value gap, but the main reason why I prefer this not to be traded to is because this fair value gap is resting in the upper half of that 5-minute fair value gap that I want to see be used as inversion now that we disrespect consequent encroachment. So would it make sense? Is it really bearish if price were to trade up to this inefficiency? It can, but in order for that to happen, you're asking for price to trade past consequent encroachment of that 5-minute fair value gap, which we want to see be used as inversion now, which is something you don't want to see. You want to see us work in the lower half here. That's just how I internalize it. And then obviously we're in that 11 o'clock hour. I have videos on my channel about the London close macro. One of the easiest ways I kind of teach it, and I use that word lightly as far as teach because I'm not trying to reteach ICT concepts. One of the ways, that's why I always say this is how I internalize it, because I'm not trying to reteach something that he made. But how I internalize the London close macro is who's been making money all morning. So if we slap on the handy dandy indicator, since 9:30, it's clear that higher prices, okay, long holders have been making money. So you have this low and you have this low here. So as we approach that 10:50 to 11:10 window, remember I said I prefer to see these targets get hit by 11, because if we don't get that, then the London close macro can bring a reversal. We didn't get our targets hit by 11. We're getting a little bit of movement lower. Now, something that I like to do is if we have clear sell side liquidity, the London close macro, I like to watch, do we want to make a run for the sell side? Because those are the traders who still have money left on the table from the morning session. And if you back test that 10:50 to 11:10 window and you go into your charts, just do like a 3 weeks of back testing, see how often that macro causes a retracement and runs on the opposite end of the move in the morning. Yeah, I think TradingView is lagging. I thought it was just me, but I think TradingView is lagging for most people. Even last week, like the trade was like glitching. So it's good to know it's not just me, but I don't know what they got going on. So I'm watching from visually from the low of that 5-minute fair value gap up to consequent encroachment, which is about right there. This is what I'm watching to be used as potential resistance. Expecting this upper half here not to be traded to. If it's bearish, if it's heavy, if we do want sell side, then you would want to see this stay open. What time is it? We'll stay on to like 11:30. That kind of looks cool. That colorway is kind of nice. Can you analyze render? What is render? Render. What is it? Is that crypto? Did I just read that right? I saw Coinbase. No, sir. No, sir. How dare you? How dare you? Absolutely not. Immediately no. I'm just kidding. I don't care for crypto though. I want to see how much speed we get underneath this low. I want to see if we accelerate beneath that. It's a signature that I like to look for. If we can really fast, energetic down close candles, I don't want to just see a little wick. It needs to be really aggressive. I'm not looking at the Trump coin, yo. I don't even know how that works. Bro, didn't? No, we're not going to get into that. I was going to, never mind. Didn't she get canceled? I'm watching the up close candle as a bearish order block from the low of this wick all the way to the opening price on this up close candle. That's your most sensitive price point. I want to see if we stay beneath that. And And then should we tag the sell side here, then we might just call it a day, because that's my objective. If we really get animated to the downside, for those who were in the stream earlier, we had this triple bottom as a focus. I wouldn't say that's out the picture just yet, but for now, with the London close macro, I want to see if we want to reach for the sell side down here. How is everybody launching a coin? Like, it's ridiculous. Crypto is such a joke. Meme coins, I'll say that. Not all crypto, I guess, but meme coins, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. There's no way she knows how to make a coin, yo. We're not gonna get into it. I like how we're rejecting this up close candles wick. Like, it's crazy. Let's look around real quick. S&P, Dow, dollar index, NASDAQ. It's looking okay. So a lot of people ask, how do you know, and again, I have videos on my channel about breakaway gaps and how to know which ones should stay open and whatnot, but how do you know which fair value gap should stay open and this and that? Like, I'll take a trade on stream somewhere here and I'll post on YouTube and somebody will say, well, how come you didn't, or how did you know price wasn't going to trade back up to that fair value gap? It's based on this logic. That's really it. It's really just as simple as you take a premium array. We have this 5-minute fair value gap. I said if we disrespect consequent encroachment, if we get a closure beneath that, we're likely to aim for the sell side. Well, we got that closure beneath, and I'm now expecting this to be used as an inversion level. So how can you use this inversion fair value gap on a 5-minute chart to frame a potential setup on a 1-minute chart? Well, let's go to a 1-minute chart. And that's when we talked about here. If you're bearish, and this applies to everything, if you're bearish, you want to see the lower half of premium arrays be used as resistance. So if I'm bearish, I want to see lower half of order blocks be used as resistance. This up close candle, do we stay in the lower half of it? Absolutely. Nice. This 5-minute inversion fair value gap as a whole, do we stay in the lower half of it? We displace. Yep. Come back here. Are we interested in trading to this fair value gap? No. Do we want to trade to this fair value gap? Absolutely not. That fair value gap, okay, this fair value gap is resting in the upper half of that 5-minute inversion fair value gap. I don't want to see a trade up there because that's not as bearish. I don't want to see us trade to the order block because that opening price of the order block is resting in the upper half of that 5-minute inversion level. That's not what you want to see. So that's why I say I want to see this fair value gap stay open. Now, if we had a fair value gap here and then we had another fair value gap here, then I would use this lower one for entry, and I'll feel comfortable placing my stop above midpoint of this inefficiency because I'm not expecting this to be traded to at all. And then I'll feel comfortable shorting. It could be an order block, it could be a fair value gap, it could be shorting, whatever. I'll feel comfortable shorting that, expecting this to stay open, which it does. And then we trade down to the new week opening gap. And then again, I'm looking at sell side because constant characteristic of the London close macro. This is a freaking masterclass. Constant characteristic of the London close macro. Who's been making money since 9:30? Longs, and we have sell side. The London close macro. A lot of times you can back test this on your own. And Discord members, we've talked about this in the webinars a lot. You will see that retracement come 11 o'clock. But whoever is short, that obviously goes without saying, that new week opening gap should definitely be a partial. Tim, you crazy. Man, meme coins is ridiculous. Honestly, like, you better off just like buying a hot and spicy from McDonald's. Like, save your money. Don't. And a lot of people with those meme coins, they don't understand liquidity. They don't understand, like, the meme coin can pump up in half a second and your account balance shows that you're up 20 grand. You're not going to be able to, you're not closing that position. There's not enough liquidity to get you out. So your little broker thing, whatever platform they use, it says you're up 50 grand. The meme coin pumped in half a second. You can't close that trade, my guy. Who are you gonna, if you're buying, who are you gonna sell it to? There's no liquidity. You can't get out of that. But they don't understand that. I've seen so many videos on Twitter. People are up like 20 grand, 15 grand, 30 grand off a meme coin that just skyrocketed, and they bought it and they can't sell it because there's nobody to sell it to. It's like, it's pretty entertaining. I'm not gonna lie. Oh my gosh. It's hilarious. Dude, look, I'm up 30 grand. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're not. You're not. You're about to be down 30 grand, actually. It's funny stuff, man. Just trade futures. It's a whole lot less stressful. It's funny, man. But I don't wish like financial ruin on anybody, obviously, but I don't use any indicators for macros. I draw it out using a trend line. Did y'all learn something about breakaway gaps today? I tried to elaborate that in a way that made sense. Was that insightful? Because I get a lot of questions. How did you know prices are going to trade into that? It's based on that logic. Discord members, what webinar? November 19th webinar. Probably one of the best webinars we had last year. We talked about this for over an hour, and we had a lot of examples for those who remember. When we talked about higher time frame PD arrays, splitting that in half, framing entries on the lower time frame. That's the same logic that we covered in there. See you, Matt. 3 wins, 1 loss. Not a bad day. It's pretty good. Appreciate you tuning in. PD Array Trader. Glad to have you in there. Yeah, November 19th webinar is golden. Let me make sure, because it's the one that has like the most reactions on it in the Discord channel. It should have. Yeah, November's 19th. Higher time frame PD arrays with lower time frame entries, midnight open, and then I reviewed one of my losing trades. November 19th webinar. If you scroll up, that's the banger. Well, ICT series on. Did you focus 2023 mentorship? I started studying ICT like seriously January of 2023, so the 2023 mentorship is really like where I dove deep. But if you go to my channel, just click my channel link. My most watched video is, what did I title it? How I studied ICT concepts and became profitable. ICT commented on that video, which is pretty cool. It's the pinned comment, and it has about 70,000 views. And I show my journals, I show how I studied and all that. So the mentorship notes are for full access. $50 a student. There's general access. There's a one-time, if $50 a month is a lot, I've had general access in there for just $25 one-time payment. That's Wingstop for 2. That's, you know, I try to make it fair for people who can't afford the monthly subscription. You could still join as a general access member, and it's not a monthly subscription. It's just, you won't get all the good stuff, but you're still involved in the community, and you could be in there as long as you want, and you won't get billed reoccurringly. But yeah, full access, or the 2025 mentorship notes, it's been moved to full access. Those notes take a lot of time, man. Like, I had to move it to full access because, they deserve it. Which video? ICT commented on my most watched. Go to my channel, the How I Studied ICT Concepts. First month of Discord, these live streams comes really help when you struggle with it. That's awesome. PDRA Trader, nice. I use TradeStation. TradeStation is my broker. Not recommending them, that's just what I use. I was thinking about switching to AMP Futures. I know ICT uses AMP Futures, AMP or whatever. The only reason why I would want to switch, I like how they do the daily account statements. For some reason, TradeStation doesn't do that, but I like how at the end of each trading day, AMP sends you like, a P&L sheet, just your whole account statement for that trading day. And that'll be a lot easier for me as far as organization goes. But I like TradeStation because they have an app. Like, you can withdraw straight from the app. You don't have to log into Google Chrome and do all that. I just log in from the app. Deposit, withdraw is real smooth. The interface is nice. But I just wish TradeStation had daily account statements, and I could just save those and give them to my accountant and all that stuff. I'm waiting to see if NASDAQ wants to reach for sell side. It's stalling at that new week opening gap. But like I said, once we tag that sell side, then we'll probably call it a day. And the brackets, yeah, the brackets are nice. I know TradeStation and AMP Futures, I think, has brackets. I could be wrong. I don't know. ICT is just a content creator. I don't know about that one. I think ICT knows what he's doing. I really don't see why he gets that much hate for real. Like, he's teaching for free. It's not like he's scamming people. He may be like a bit like a character sometimes, but I think we can all agree that we find it entertaining. Like when he stirs up drama and whatnot. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. He talks his mess. I'm a pretty competitive person. I like when he talks mess about other traders, and he goes around beating his chest, talking about he's the best this, he's the best that. I like that. I like the competitive nature. We need that in the trading industry. As long as it's healthy, we're not, getting too out of hand. But I think what he's done for the trading industry has been really, he's preaching. Like, I don't know, I like the plot. I like the idea of like this 50-year-old man coming in the industry that 20-year-olds are trying to dominate, and he's just shutting everybody up. Like, I like the plot. He's trading demo. He obviously trades live accounts, but he's gave himself the name Demo Baller, and he's rolling over everybody. Like, it's just good for the plot. Like, it's very entertaining. And then he's not like, a lot of people hate on ICT, but he's one of the few traders who are he's actually preaching the right things, like low leverage, don't gamble. It's not about living a luxurious lifestyle. Forget image. Like, people get caught up in how he talks, and he goes around claiming he's the best this, best that, Robin's Cup this. But put all that to the side. Put all the showboating and all that to the side. Like, the bipolarism. He's literally teaching you, like, life. And forget trading. Like, he's a mentor, like a life mentor. When I'm taking long drives, like, I'll listen to his Twitter Spaces just like a podcast. Like, he's teaching you like how to, like, the dude's 50. He's been trading before, you know, electronic trading was even a thing. Like, he's giving you experience, free game, literally, on how to go about this thing the right way. So it's like, you can hate on him all you want. You could think his concepts don't work. You could think he's a fraud, a scam, but it's like, he's paving the way for real. And he's not charging a dime for it, so you got to respect that. See, that's what I'm saying. Everybody, Robin's Cup, what about Robin's Cup? First of all, we talked about the whole Robin's Cup thing and all that in previous live streams and what he said in the Twitter Space about the Robin's Cup. But it's like, forget the Robin's Cup. Another man's trading should not, I don't even, like, you know what I mean? Another man's trading should not be, like, people focus so much on his Robin Cup results and people focus so much on another man's trading. How about you just focus on your own trading? You join the Robin's Cup. Like, everybody's pointing fingers. This guy didn't join the Robins. Oh, this guy, he said he was going to place on the leaderboard and he didn't. How about you just focus on your trading? You get in the Robin's Cup. I'm not just talking to the dude in the chat room. That's for, like, anybody. Like, we're so caught up in other people's business. That's why I got on that rant earlier about just, like, went in and go incognito and get off of social media and just, like, trade, live, travel, and all that. It's like, we're so worried about other people. I'm trying to get away from all that. Like, take what you need, learn ICT concepts. If you think ICT concepts don't work, or if you think it's mythology, go learn CRT. And, you know, yeah, y'all know how I feel about that. But go learn something else and then find something that works for you. And then who cares about Robin's Cup? If you're making money from trading, you don't care who made what, who's doing what, who bought what. If you're making money trading, you don't care. You really don't care. But yeah, I gotta stop talking so much because my throat's starting to hurt. See you, Forgotten Trader. Have a good one, man. But yeah, I feel like the goal should just be like, man, listen, learn this skill set, put in the time, however long it takes you, it doesn't matter. Because once you have this skill set, you're good. You can compound accounts. You can carve out your own income. Like, learn this skill set first. Run up your personal, whether you got to go the prop firm route, build up your personal account. Don't be quitting your job going full time with just a prop firm. Build up a cushion, build up at least 5 figures in savings, have a nice trading account size, and then just like learn the skill set, and then, bro, go off the radar. And I had to stress this. When I say off the radar, I don't mean like you're in your basement trading and you don't go outside and you're not active in your community. Like, delete social media and go help somebody else. And that doesn't mean like trading help. Go give to the homeless. Go do something. Like, that's what I'm trying to do more of, because we're so focused on our own success in trading, we're not worried about other people. So I'm trying to make a conscious effort to go out and try to be active in my community, find some charity centers, some volunteer work, like do something. We got about 7 minutes to 11:30. Sell side is in the crosshairs. We're back inside that first presented fair value gap. Beautiful London closed macro delivery. Talked about what we wanted to see for higher prices with that 5-minute fair value gap and what would negate that. Getting below it, using it as inversion. Okay, we talked about the bearish order block, this wick. We wanted to see that send price lower, and almost like magic, right there. And then we obviously extensively talked about why this fair value gap should stay open and the logic behind it. And then sell side delivery, who's been making money since 9:30. Everybody going long. Where's their stop losses? Underneath this low. Underneath this low. What time can you expect those traders to get ran out of the market during the London closed macro? Why did I say I wanted these targets hit by 11? Because once we get to 11 o'clock, that reversal is coming. Well, 1050 to 1110, here's that reversal, and sell side just been tagged there. The Discord's not going anywhere, bro. Yeah, I won't change anything. This is a good day, good trading day. Covered a lot. We talked about the breakaway gap here. Targets, old weekly low. That's liquidity accumulating above that. Breakaway gaps, macros. We talked about a lot of stuff here. This was a good stream. Who's been doing money, all that? What is bro talking about? Maroc? Eat some Fruit Loops, bro. Why are you salty? We're talking about the London close macro before it got here. Before it was even 10:50, I had a vertical line, and it looked just like this on my chart. I had 11 o'clock annotated, and I said, I want to see my targets hit by 11. And I said, we have about 14 one-minute candlesticks before 11. Because why? A reversal is coming, and we highlighted the sell side here. The sell side, and I said, if we really accelerate beneath that, then the triple bottom down here is a focus for me. Nothing hindsight. We called that. Gotta love YouTube. Sell side tagged here. Looking for this. What happens after this retracement? My charts are closed. And I'm going to Jersey Mike's. Get me a sandwich. I'm telling you, Spence, like the internet crazy, man. I'm really about to go incognito. But it's not everybody. It's just like a couple of trolls. Like, it's just a couple of trolls that pop in every now and then. How much time did it take you to become profitable? A little over a year. I don't like telling people that because they compare journeys. Like, it may take me a year and a half to get profitable. It may require you 2 years, 2.5 years. So I don't really like talk about that because I may discourage somebody, or somebody may judge their own progress based on my results, which is not healthy. But submit to however much time it takes for you, bro. No, I didn't take a trade today. I only trade in Discord. Twice a month or so, I come out here on YouTube and do a public tape reading stream. But I only actually press buttons in the Discord. But I'm back live trading tomorrow for the private group for them. And there's your sell side. This has been fun. Hopefully you guys learned something. We talked about the London close macro, breakaway gaps, inversion fair value gaps. A lot of time elements in this one. It's been fun. A lot of yapping in this one, but it was good discussion. Next live stream publicly, I don't have February schedule posted yet. I had to make that, and I'll probably share it on my community tab. But next live stream here on YouTube, let me check the calendar here. And I'm not looking at the economic calendar. That could change something depending on how the news looks. But let's see. February 10th. Monday, February 10th will be the next time we meet here publicly on YouTube. Everybody else, Discord members, are back live trading, looking to make some money tomorrow morning, same time, 9:30. And then again, I'm going to send out that new homework assignment so we can continue to get better. It's only the first month of the year. We got a lot of work to do. Love y'all. Be safe. See you in the stream tomorrow. Discord at 9:30. All right. Peace.